Hello, everyone. My name is Slappy Burger, and welcome to part 5 of Survival Island. So, first and foremost, a couple things. You guys are absolutely destroying it on my video, not part 3, but part 2 of. No, not part 4, part 3. It is part 3. It is part 3. Part 3 of the Survival Island series, where we built the little cactus farm here. Video is absolutely popping off. It's pulling in more subs than any video lately. It's getting more views than any video lately. Slightly longer average view duration than most of my videos lately. You guys are doing absolutely killing it on it. Second, still hard at work on the main series. I'm putting more dirt down, as per usual, for the village. That's basically what I do. 75% of my time on that world now is just placing dirt. I swear. A lot of dirt. But today we're going to keep doing our to-do list here. It's pretty much going to be every part at this point is just completing the various things here. And of course, we need to build an animal trap. Now, where do we want to put this thing? We're going to build a trap for you. We don't need you on the island. I think we're going to build it over here. Now, the reason why is just because this grass is already conveniently over here. And I need grass to spawn animals. So I guess we're going to have to move the sugarcane. That's okay. We can find a place for it. We don't have much use for it. Maybe we'll make a better sugarcane farm, but we'll go ahead and grab the cobblestone, which we should have plenty of now because of how much we mined out for the tree farm. I don't think we'll need that much cobblestone that I just grabbed, but we're going to grab it anyway. We're going to start building a platform for this thing. Now, if you don't know, in beta Minecraft, you can actually build a pretty easy animal farm. It's just really easy. It's a very simple animal farm, pretty much the same as a traditional like mob dropper kind of farm is what we're going to do here, but it's going to be for passive mobs. So yeah, it's not super difficult to sort of make by any means. It's actually, like I said, it's rather easy. The only thing about these farms is that it can actually take a little bit to get them set up, just because we have to have the grass spread all the way up to the spawning platforms. So we'll get a whole bunch of stuff to make this, and we'll do it. Oh. Well, that's interesting. We're not gonna go... Wow. That's crazy, actually. I guess the land is just right over there. Huh. Didn't even go out that far. Crazy. Well, we're still not going to go over there. This is still Survival Island, so we're still going to limit ourselves to being on the island and stuff that's underneath, but, you know, underground. But we're not going to go over there. But I'm going to go ahead and start getting resources for this thing. I did forget to mention. So I did make the sand duper because I said we need a lot of glass. That's what we're going to build this thing out of, is glass. The whole thing is going to be glass except for the spawning platforms, which of course are going to be grass. But yeah, we're going to make this thing out of glass just so it's a little bit, I don't know, not necessarily cooler, but because it's, I think it would be funny. And we're going to need a whole lot of sand. Let's see if I can time this thing right. That's the biggest thing, is I can never get it to time right. So basically I just need to spam it. See how much sand. Oop. Well, we're definitely going to need more than that, but this would be a lot easier. I'm gonna talk without doing it. This would be a lot easier if we had more sticky pistons. Obviously we could make this like 8 long and on both sides, so we'd have like 16, but we'll make do with just this. And I'm sure we could probably compound it a lot too with like repeaters or whatever, but this is what we got. So All right, so I've smelted up a lot of glass here, and I've started letting this grass start to grow towards where we need to build. Um, like I said, we kind of need our we need grass to actually get up into the where the kill chamber is. Not the kill chamber, the spawning chamber. Just because obviously we need the grass for the mobs to actually spawn on. So the question is how far up we want this thing to be. I don't imagine it needing to be too tall. Like this tunnel here. Because passive mobs obviously have a lot less health than hostile mobs, but I also don't know how close or far away you can be for them to actually spawn. So I guess we'll have to see how tall it is. The only problem is we make it too short and they don't spawn, then we have to remove all the grass that we had planted up there, which is going to take a very long time. So I think I'm going to come back and find out how tall I need to make it before I actually make it. Okay, so that block there is how tall we need to actually make this thing. Because it looks like passive mobs only really spawn when you're 25-ish blocks away. And this right here is 24 up. So that is where the water is going to flow, is at the 24 block mark. And then we will make the spawning platforms, I guess, 26 blocks up. I think that would be okay. I'm going to assume that's okay. If not, then I guess I'll just try. But I think 26 blocks up for the spawning platforms should be okay. I don't think that one extra block is gonna hurt us, because like that cow just spawned in, I believe. That's got to be more than 26 blocks away, right? Like from where we are, especially including height distance as well. I'm gonna assume it's more of like a big circular radius as opposed to like, just 25 flat blocks out. But who knows? Who knows? Well, they're at least spawning below us for sure. So I think this height will be okay for our water here. So it'll be 1 block below. And then we will go ahead and build out each direction 8 blocks, or let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks out, 8 being the wall each of these ways. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just like this. And we'll do this on all 4 sides. And hopefully we don't misplace too much glass, because obviously we have to smelt it. I have moved over to charcoal. I've kind of found that it's honestly easier just to use the tree farm down there and then turn that stuff into charcoal as opposed to turning it, going mining for coal. It's just easier that way. So at least I think so. I mean, we're going to get probably a lot of wood over time. We should probably go check and see if the trees down there have grown. I'm sure they probably have, but I don't know. We also probably are going to have to figure out something to do with the grass that's on the island when we build the main farm. I don't know if I want all the grass gone, but it will slow down spawns if we have all this grass on here instead of this more efficient killing thing. And the other thing is we're still going to have to manually kill chickens, but we can punch them with 2 hits and they'll be fine. So not a big deal if the chickens spawn. So all the sand and glass that I made, besides the 2 stacks in my inventory, got us this far. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to dupe a lot more sand, but I guess, woohoo, I guess it did get us pretty decently far with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and dupe more sand and smelt some more of it, because we do have 2 stacks worth of sand to turn into glass per each furnace here. So we have 16 more stacks of glass we can make here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the get more sand, I guess. Oh yeah, the tree farm works perfectly. Now, I was kind of thinking as I was kind of coming down here, something that could be cool, and I don't know if it technically counts as a passive mob farm with this, but because it's all made out of glass, we could make it that instead of putting lights up there to ensure that passive mobs spawn, what if we just like made it change depending on time of day? So during the day, it acts as a passive mob farm, but during the night, it acts as a hostile mob farm. Could be pretty interesting. Might have to test the logistics with it though, because certain mobs may not die instantly from that height, and I'd rather not have it where a skeleton shoots a creeper and then blows it up, and then there's hostile mobs just flying out of that thing. But it could be a cool idea to do. So I guess we'll I think we should try that. I'm still going to count it as a passive mob farm because that's still what it does, but I think having one that alternates during time of day would be pretty cool, because when I'm not recording and stuff like that, it is kind of fun to just walk around the island at night, and I can really light this area up with the glowstone we got. So I think we should try that. Maybe make it like a passive mob farm during the day, hostile mob farm at night, you know, sort of deal. It'll be a multi-purpose sort of mob farm. All right, so the main like primary base for the thing has been completed. So now what we're going to do, and because I'm, I guess, a masochist, I'm going to raise each of these parts here up by a block. So each of the 4 corners up by 1 block. And then we'll put the glass. I'm using glass and grass. We'll put the grass right here. Just like this. This is where the grass will go. This is where the spawning platforms are. So this needs to be raised so the animals can't escape back from the water. And yeah, I guess I'll come back when that part's done. All right, so I went ahead and finished up these extra platforms here. I also added a little bit of a wall around the side here just so I wouldn't walk off while I'm building this thing. But now we're going to go ahead and put the spawning platforms down, which are going to be just dirt for now. I'm kind of tempted to see if this thing does operate as a hostile mob farm, it like a working one at night as well. But won't really be able to tell until we get there, I suppose. And are these 8 by 8? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They are, so they each take a stack of dirt. So I'm gonna need to go get more dirt, but that's easy enough. I can probably go find a big chunk of it underground somewhere. Which does remind me, I really need to go mining. So while this dirt is growing, I'm probably going to be spending a bunch of time mining for diamonds, iron, just everything, really. So, oh boy, guess we get to do that. It really is going to take a long time for this dirt to grow. So, or grass to grow, not the dirt. So I guess might as well stay busy while it's happening. Finish building it, and then wait for dirt. All right, that's all the spawning platforms done. So now how tall do we want this thing to be? I think we want it to be like that. So there's one block above where the mobs would be standing. Just like that. Yeah. So let's go ahead and complete the rest of the walls and the roof, and then that should get closest to wrapping this up as we can. We still have to let the grass slowly work its way up here, but it did look like as I was coming up that it was starting to inch up the little staircase that I put in the drop column. So it is very slowly starting to make its way there. You know, I completely forgot to mention at the start of the video. I knew I was forgetting something, but we do have a name for our wolf friend in the house there. His name is going to be Yogi. That is because we only had one person actually respond to my question about naming it. And because it's not, you know, something like my name or something, yeah, that's going to be the name. And, you know, actually, who did put that name down? Let's see. Someone did. It was Yo-Yo Beanza, I think. Beanza? I don't know how you pronounce that. Yo-Yo Beanza? That's our pal there. He gave us the name for the dog. So thought I should go ahead and mention that. So thank you, Yo-Yo, for actually naming our dog for us. But his name will be Yogi. So now we have Lucky and Yogi, two different worlds, two different dogs. Maybe we should, if I ever start like another challenge or anything, I should always get a dog, and that'll be the only dog. I don't want to say Lucky is going to be the only dog for the main series, but he is the OG. He's the first dog. He's going to be revered. But in terms of Yogi, I think Yogi's going to be the only one on this world. Now we can focus on getting the roof installed. Nothing too crazy here. This is just all going to be glass, at least for now. I might change it to something else later on. But I want it to be glass because then, like I was thinking earlier, during the day, the light will come in, passive mobs will spawn. And then at night, it'll be dark, and then the hostile mobs will spawn. So I think that would be the best thing for us. Because, I mean, like I said, I think as long as it spawns passive mobs at one point, I think it counts as a passive mob farm if it spawns passive mobs 50% of the time. And I mean, I kind of want an easy way to get gunpowder, even though I don't really know if I'm gonna have much reason to need gunpowder. But it would be nice to get a hostile mob farm going too that can produce some gunpowder for us. All right, the main structure is done. Now we can just put down our water. Holy, that is a massive tree. My God. Okay. Biggest tree I think I've ever seen in beta Minecraft. Holy crap. Might have to keep that thing around, actually. That thing is genuinely so impressive. I am like awestruck by that tree. That is incredible. Wow. Just gonna go ahead and get this water placed down though. So it's ready to go. So once the grass ever so slowly creeps its way up here, we can basically just immediately use this thing, have it be ready to go. Yeah, definitely think I'm going to be keeping this tree around. This thing is huge. Holy. Okay. Like, I am genuinely impressed. I don't think I've ever seen a tree this big in beta Minecraft. My God, I need some of these in my main world. That is absolutely insane. Yeah, we're keeping him around. He is staying. Not going anywhere. We're gonna name the tree now. That's We gotta name the tree. We gotta put a sign and name the tree. So drop your names for the great tree that is just generated here. Whenever you if you want, I should say, not whenever you want, if you want. I guess you guys know that when I ask you guys to name mobs or whatever, you're like, oh, this guy, look at him, he's engagement farming. Look at this guy. I just want to say that took so unbelievably long. The grass took so long to grow. Oh my god, it took so long to grow. I kid you not, I mined a bit. I harvested some of the trees down there, and I kept mining, and I came back, and it was maybe like right here. And so I decided to go up there and light it up and then play Pokemon while I waited for it. I was shiny hunting for a Ho-Oh and like Heart Gold for like an hour and a half. Only went up a couple more blocks. And so I've just left the game idling overnight. I woke up and now we're playing this. So we're good now. And oh my god. Oh, the dog is Yogi is on it, bro. Yes, sir. All right, now you get to go back in there. Your duty is to stay in there. But now we can go break all this dirt and see if the mob farm works, which after how long that took, it better work. There is no reason for it not to work after how long it took. Oh my god. Let's remove this dirt that's in there, and well, there's sheep up there. So it is operable, at least for the passive mob part. I am excited to see what happens when it becomes nighttime, because I'm going to remove all of the... Oh my god, there might be a lot of mobs up here, actually. Holy Jesus. Okay. There's actually a ton of mobs. Alright. Now, before I actually, like, start this thing, I did just think of one last thing I want to build. And I probably need to break all of these first, because I won't be able to get back up there, but you can probably tell from the lava, maybe. What we're going to build is a lava thing here. We're going to build like a bit of a lava trap of sorts. And what this is going to do is this will cook the pork as it falls down. Or the pigs. So it'll cook the pigs will fall through the lava, be on fire, hit the ground, die, and when they die, they'll drop cooked pork. Actually, I think this needs to come... Hold on, let's see. I think this is how far it needs to be, is like this. Nope, that's not right. Needs to be a little bit shorter. Of course, lava never disappears in this version. You have to really fight with it to get it to go away. I think this needs to go one more block out. Then we'll test it. If not, I mean, I got plenty of glass down there to work with, so it's not too big of a problem if we break a little bit here. Oh, so I guess it was. And I accidentally got rid of one of the blocks. Oh, lovely. Okay. Well, now I get to go back down and go get more lava, but once I have this installed, we'll be ready to turn this thing on and really let the mobs start flowing. Okay, now that we have the lava placed, this should work. So let's get down here and see our little grinder here actually produces. May have to kill some of the mobs running around down here too. Make sure they're not filling up the cap at all. I'm going to be very disappointed if this doesn't work after all that effort I spent in there. They were definitely spawning. But, oh. Looks like it. I just want to make sure. Yep, they fall through. They fall down. I want to see if the pig fall down. Oh, lovely. Didn't drop anything that time. Looks like some of them might be getting stuck on something up there, though. Let's see. Come on, pig. And they do drop cooked pork chops. Okay, that's huge. That is very huge. The chickens falling and dying in the lava, I'm not too concerned about. But this does work. But now, I'm going to wait till nighttime and see if this thing will also produce hostile mobs. I hope the lava isn't too close to it to produce too much light and stop them from spawning. I highly doubt it. It might not be the fastest because the lava's all the way up there, but this is working. This is very much working, and I am not complaining. We have infinite cooked pork. That's going to be our main source of food now. Is cooked pork chops. So that's pretty awesome. And it does seem like it works very well. So, I mean, really, we could just have this thing kind of running off to the side while we're doing stuff, and then now we can just walk over and grab things. I think, I'm looking at it, I think they're getting stuck on a block up in there. Like, yeah, I think I see it right there. Right above the lava, there's an open block. I'm going to see if I can't block that off and then see if that fixes some of the problem there. And the chicken's dying, that's whatever. Like I said, the chickens and cows or whatever. The biggest thing here is the sheep. The sheep and pigs. That's going to be the most important thing that comes from this. But yeah, let's wait for a bit to see if hostile mobs will start spawning and coming down from it. If they do, that's huge. That is very huge. So I will be back once it's nighttime and we can start seeing if mobs are spawning. All right, it's nighttime. Now's the moment of truth. Are those animals or are those... I can't tell. I think they're animals. It's like cows and stuff are still spawning up there, but we should have hostile mobs any minute now. This is pretty well lit up now. Oh! It does. It kind of does. It kind of still operates. It mostly operates as a passive mob farm during the night, too, because I think the lava... But there's another one. Yes, sir. Let's see. Unfortunately, they don't look like they're dropping any gunpowder for me. But it is working as a hostile mob grinder to an extent. You know, I'm gonna do something bad. Let's see if that kind of resets the mobs and lets them start spawning. I see a skeleton. Can't really tell. Thought I did. Yep. Ooh. Ooh boy. Definitely more of a passive mob farm. But it does semi-operate as a hostile mob farm, so but only semi. I think the lava needed to move down a bit, but I'm fine with it just producing passive mobs. Like I said, I don't have much reason to use gunpowder, which was the biggest thing I was looking for out of this. Don't have much reason to use it. Mostly bones are the biggest thing for us right now. Of course, if we wanted to blow stuff up for some reason, we would need the gunpowder, but think we could probably just get that stuff while caving or whatever. But yeah, this thing definitely puts out a lot of stuff. We're making a lot of leather, a lot of wool, lots of food. Food comes through here a lot. So that's pretty good. But I think I'm gonna wrap up this episode here. Recap. Pretty much, we just made a hostile, or not a hostile, a passive mob farm. And as you can see, it is putting in the work. And it looks like hostile mobs actually are starting to spawn from it now. So that's really cool. But I think I am going to wrap up this episode here. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you made it this far, a double thank you. Once again, my name is Slappy Burger, and I hope you have a blessed evening.